Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening. So, two things that happened this week is firstly, you would have heard that the South African Bank voted for a cut in the benchmark repo rate to 7.25% that it is now. But it's not just that happened. SARB Governor Lesetja Khanyayo and other members also voiced strong support for lowering the inflation target. They have been making these noises for a while, but this is now definitely on the cards, so we will see how this plays out. So 5 members of the Monetary Policy Committee voted for the 25 basis point cut. One wanted it actually slashed by 50 basis points. But they ended on the 25 basis points. So the SARB's inflation target of 3% to 6% has been in place since 2000. But discussions about lowering the target framework have gained traction over the past year, and they are increasingly talking it up. And Minister Enoch Godongwana, the finance minister, confirmed that the MPC is considering the 3% scenario for inflation targeting rather than the 4.5% baseline that they use now. So we wait with bated breath to see how that plays out. Then a very interesting report that I suggest everybody reads that came out this week from the Financial Sector Conduct Authority was the one regarding the costs and fees of two-pot retirement systems, and this was released on Tuesday by the FSCA. So they looked at the costs that the service providers had to incur in order to implement the two-pot retirement system. And the overall once-off cost was estimated to be about 1.6 billion just to get this implemented. So what they did, they asked retirement fund administrators to split member records before and after the two-pot system, gave them some information. They needed to know about once-off updates to administration systems, what the ongoing additional costs were, what it will cost to maintain, things like member education and communication costs and processing costs. So what they found was that savings withdrawal transaction fees charged by the administrators varied widely. 28 administrators charged no fees. 37 charged flat fees from around 50 to 500 Rand, average about 280 Rand. 12 charged variable fees ranging from about 100 Rand up to 350, but some charged up to 750. So these variations links to the different approaches, but some are much more expensive than others. They also found that 65% of costs were related to system upgrades, then about 20% of costs were linked to staff costs and member communication. So they are trying, or administrators and funds are trying to recoup these costs through increases in ongoing monthly admin fees or as transaction costs on a withdrawal, or maybe as a combination of these funding mechanisms. But in terms of recouping these costs, projections indicate that some administrators may over-recover costs over time. So there is a bit of a concern about cross-subsidization between members who do and don't withdraw, and short and long-term members or those with large versus small balances. Now, this is still in the infant stages. Obviously, it was only implemented in September last year, but the FSCA said they will definitely be keeping an eye on this and making sure that the customer doesn't get negatively affected. And then what was interesting, of the administrators that currently charge a savings withdrawal fee, 51% said they would consider reducing this fee in future when they've recouped the costs. Where's the other 49% is my question, but we'll have to wait and see.